If you're like my family, your four-legged pal is an additional family member. But does that mean your little pupster or kitten needs insurance like the rest of the family? Pet insurance isn't a new concept. It's been around since 1982. Fun fact, TV's Lassie was the first dog in the US to have insurance. But to this day, we're still confused about whether or not we need it. So today, let's answer the age-old question, is pet insurance really worth it? Hey y'all, I'm Nikita. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before I dive in, I just want to clarify that yes, you can insure all sorts of animals, exotic birds, livestock, horses, more. I'm just specifically talking about dogs and cats today. The average cost that I'll be talking about later will be different for other types of pets. Now, if there's a small voice in your head saying, Nikita, why would I even think about insuring a dog? Consider this. Dog owners spend an average of $458 each year on surgical vet visits and $242 each year on routine vet visits. Costs are a little bit less for cats, but either way, the fees can really add up, especially if unexpected pet health needs pop up. For example, removing a tumor or treating a pet for cancer can cost several $1,000s. Pet insurance can help offset some of these costs. While pet insurance likely won't reimburse every dollar you spend if your pet receives an expensive diagnosis, it can help with some of the fees. Most insurance policies come with an annual deductible, which is the amount that you would be responsible for covering before the insurance company will start paying. The percentage that the insurer will cover varies from policy to policy, but it's usually somewhere between 70 to 90%. The policy also likely includes an annual maximum payout. Let's break this down. Let's say you have a $250 deductible on a plan that pays $5,000 per year and will reimburse 70% of any qualified expenses. If poor little Mittens needs a $1,000 surgery and you haven't paid anything towards your deductible yet, your plan would pay $525. The math goes like this. $1,000 surgery bill minus $250 deductible equals $750. 70% of $750 equals $525. Most insurance providers will let you customize your policy by choosing your own deductible or reimbursement rate. The more you want your pet insurance company to cover, the higher your premium will be. Each insurance provider offers different tiers of coverage at different price points. An emergency-only plan will most often be a lower price point than a more in-depth plan. Keep in mind that regardless of your reimbursement amount, the policy still might not pay you back for every vet expense. Since insurance is designed for unexpected expenses, most basic policies won't pay for preventive care procedures, such as spay or neutering, vaccines, annual checkups, or teeth cleaning. While not included in most plans, some providers will offer preventive care coverage policy add-ons for additional fees. Pre-existing conditions are also excluded in most plans, with policies only covering new injuries or illnesses. If your pet already has been diagnosed with an illness, it may be difficult to get their expenses covered. This is why pet insurance may be more valuable for young and healthy pets, as opposed to pets that already have a chronic condition. I also want to note that if your pet is diagnosed with an illness while you have insurance and you let the policy lapse for a few months and don't make payments, the condition likely wouldn't be covered anymore by the new policy. The pet would now have a pre-existing condition. Now that you know what pet insurance will cover, let's look at the costs for a policy. The average annual cost for an accident and illness policy is about $584 for dogs and $343 for cats. Prices drop a bit if you choose an accident-only policy. Your pet's age, breed, and the cost of vet care where you live can all play an impact on the price of your policy premiums. Rates will also likely increase as your pet gets older and more prone to health issues. For example, as of July 2022, insuring a 3-month-old Labrador with Pets Best in Brooklyn, New York was $32.47 per month. Insuring a 12-year-old Labrador Retriever was $139.64 per month. This is based on a policy with a $5,000 annual limit, $500 deductible, and 80% reimbursement level. Though the rate increases happen bit by bit over the 12-year period, insuring a puppy and maintaining that insurance for her entire lifespan will likely cost thousands of dollars. Of course, this was just one example of one breed of dog in one zip code. It's worth shopping around your own area to get a better sense of your own potential costs. And if you're saying, nah bro, the idea of spending thousands of dollars in pet insurance over the little buddy's lifespan isn't appealing, there are still some alternatives to pet insurance. You could always self-fund any medical expenses. If this is the case, you might want to consider contributing the monthly amount to a high-yield savings account. The upside to this is that if your pet stays healthy, you could use the money for something else down the road. The downside is that you may not have enough saved for an emergency if your little kitten has an accident a couple months after you bring her home. Your other option, if you find yourself staring at a massive vet bill that you can't fund, is to try and work something out with the vet. Some clinics will let you work out a savings plan for treatments. Or you might consider checking with other clinics to find lower priced options. You can also set up a crowdfunding campaign to help pool assistance from family and friends. There are also a number of charitable organizations that offer grants and other financial assistance options. Check with the Humane Society for a helpful list of resources. It's also worth noting that some employers offer voluntary company benefits that include pet insurance coverage, so this may be an option for you. Just don't assume that the policy from your employer will necessarily be the cheapest or the best fit. It's always a good idea to shop around first. All right, bottom line, is pet insurance worth it? Well, it depends on your situation. You might consider getting insurance if your pet is young and healthy, you don't have enough savings to cover potential large vet bills, or if the idea of having insurance, it gives you peace of mind. You may opt to skip insurance if a big vet bill won't be a financial hardship for you, if your pet is a senior or already has chronic health issues that aren't covered, or if you'd rather take the risk of a pricey diagnosis than pay for insurance that you may never use. Whichever route you opt to go, make sure you do your homework. I know I say that all the time, but remember that the best rate isn't necessarily the best plan for your pet if she is a breed with known health issues. Policy prices and inclusions vary from provider to provider, so it's worth shopping around to find the plan that works best for you and your pet's unique needs. This is Eve. I got her for my daughter during quarantine, and she is a stealer of flip-flops and hearts. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did ultimately decide that pet insurance was the right move for Eve and our family. See you guys next time. Bye.